Yes, what is going on, everybody? This is Scrampunks episode 33. I'm feeling good this evening, and I'm about to ask my fellow podcasters how they're feeling this evening. First off, MM2K, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I mean, people tried to slander my name on Twitter today. They were making assumptions that I was trying to talk down the good name of Days Gone, and I wasn't. But that's all right. I'm going to get my good name back during this episode of Scrampunks.
Hey, Moss. Every first party Sony studio only does great games. You cannot.
I know, exactly.
And you will not blast Days Gone on this show, sir.
72 is the new 90.
Ah, shit. That's Moss' opinion, y'all. Hey, don't come to my channel talking shit, PlayStation guy. Nethus, what is going on with you, my brother?
Nothing much, chilling back, still going off of the high of watching Avengers Endgame. That was a fantastic movie, and I'm also here to remind the good people that Crytek is a mediocre dev that no one cares about.
Oh, man.
Ejectocito,
cuz. No.
Hey. Damn, we will get to that a little bit later. Snow Bunny, what is going on, young lady? Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. Nothing been going on my end. I've just been reading what y'all been tweeting on Twitter and having me a nice little bowl of popcorn while I watch it blow up.
I know.
Yeah, popcorn is my favorite snack. I love popcorn. Absolutely. Anyway, y'all, let's get into some of these topics. We have a few topics. Some personally I don't give a shit about, but we're going to talk about anyway.
Hey, you gotta do it like how you do in the videos. Oh, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Hey.
PG, this is gaming. And we should give a little bit of love for the games, even if we're never going to play them.
Absolutely.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And that's the exact reason I have them on my list. Because we're going to talk about them, even though I don't give a shit. Let's go. All right. First thing is first. Let's talk about the reveal today, the gameplay footage of Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you guys feel about it? Because as I just mentioned, me personally, I don't give a shit. I'm not a Borderlands fan, but there's millions of Borderlands fans out there. So I know, what do you guys, Mars, you're a Borderlands fan, right?
You know what? Hearing Dirt confess his love for Borderlands reminds me of when Dirt first came on board on the Scrampunks, right? It was me, him, and TRS, right? Big ups to TRS, and we were trying to convince Dirt like crazy, man, to play Borderlands. And Dirt was like, and I had to DM TRS. I'm like, TRS, cut down on the Borderlands talk because Dirt might not come back.
Yeah, but, hey man, I was just a guest that day, and they were talking Borderlands the whole damn time. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Hey, y'all almost didn't have Dirt on Scrampunks, man. He was not trying to have it. But no, about the reveal, here's the thing. Real quick, because I know a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people out in the gaming community that care about Borderlands, but I don't think a lot of people that watch this show or definitely on this panel give a shit. But here's the thing. I am one, if you've been following your boy, I've been one that said that because of the whole Epic Store thing that I wasn't going to support them, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's greedy. It's the devil's work for to join the Epic Game Store. But man, after watching that reveal, yo, that shit looks hot fire.
Fire, hot fire, man.
Undilated. Hey, man, this is gonna be the hardest boycott ever, man. Rosa Parks would be ashamed of me. Shit, I might give up on this boycott, but no, I gotta give it to them. Randy Pitchford said they had a lot of time to develop and polish this. They brought in 200 influencers and had them streaming simultaneously, and every 5 minutes they would flip to another influencer. Everything looks buttery smooth. It looks better than 1 and 2 combined. I mean, this shit looks hot. So I got to give credit where credit is due. It's just we'll see how the dust settles. But man, I'm telling you, this is gonna be hard. Gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. All right, Nethos, do you give a shit or?
I don't give so much of a shit I didn't even watch it. But here's this, Moss. How do you feel about the attack article that I believe GameSpot did about the game with microtransactions?
Oh yeah, I saw that. So
I've never seen a head of a studio retort like that. Like he cursed them out.
Yeah. Randy puts so for those of you that don't know, GameSpot in its ever long quest to get clicks put out this article, which Randy, rightfully so, Randy was pissed about. The article says, even though Randy Pitchford says this, there's going to be microtransactions. Like the way Borderlands is set up, everything is so super optional. It's out on the radius, it's out on the periphery, that microtransactions are never needed. You get so much shit thrown at you in Borderlands that if you want to say, hey, you know what, that blue hat, let me just go buy it instead of waiting for it to get it in a chest box, they'll give you the option to buy it. But GameStop or Spot made it seem like that it was like something integrated into the fundamentals of the game. So Randy Pitchford went off. He went ham on them and said, fuck you guys. Fuck. He just, I mean, that's Randy Pitchford, man. He's a loose cannon, and he went off on him. And I think, I mean, to answer Neithel's question, I think he was right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Snow Bunny, what is your opinion about Borderlands 3?
It looks like cell shaded and it looks pretty, but I can't play it and I can't watch it being played because it's in first person view. Yeah. So it's whatever.
Oh, okay. Now, are people talking shit about Borderlands graphics like they were about Crackdown 3?
No,
I don't remember anybody. Okay.
No, okay. And I'm going to tell you why. It looks like this time what they did is they took some graphics with some real good fidelity and just put a little bit of transparent cell shading over it. This shit looks good. So
it does. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
It did look good. For what I watched it for like 10 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, this is a really cute game. Too bad it's first person." Bye.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So.
What's up, Mr. Righteous Fish, my main man?
Righteous Fish. Let me throw this in there real quick before anybody else gives their I don't give a shits. The game is going to be larger than ever. You actually now have the options to go to different planets. So one of the biggest questions with Borderlands was not they were adopting the name looter shooter, which I at first thought it was a mistake because it wasn't a service-based game. When you think of looter shooters, you think of service-based games, right? Well, there's that engine that creates a whole bunch of weapons, but this didn't fit in that category to me. But what they've done is it looks like they've opened this up totally to the service-based model to a certain degree. Like it's real extensive, it's real long. It got the seamless co-op, and now you can travel to different planets. So I'm telling you, I'm Bethesda, watch out. Gearbox may have a new fanboy. All they got to do is ditch Epic. They ditched that Epic deal, man. I'm on board.
I'm sorry, but after Fallout 76, Bethesda has dropped so far down. I don't think it's that hard for you to say, don't worry, Bethesda.
Oh God, not to Moss.
Oh shit!
Hold on, I got a call from Pete Hines at Bethesda. I'll be back in a few moments, y'all. So
I figured.
You said I don't give a shit.
Oh man, don't get Moss started.
I mean, Bethesda has put out some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful games. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to lie to you. They've put out some beautiful, beautiful games. But Fallout 76, I was looking for the next game for them.
You know what? Big ups to LaButter. I was going on a tangent. I was white knighting Fallout 76 as far as the lives were concerned. Somebody asked me one time while I was doing all this fighting on Twitter about Fallout 76. They said, "What do you score the game?" I said, "Oh, I give it a 7.5." They said, "You doing all this shit for a 7.5 game to you?" It's like, man, what are you doing? But Butter talked to me. He was like, "Look, man, the problem is that they did enough for hardcore fans like you. But over the years, by the time they got to Fallout 4, but add the Minecraft elements and having a buddy and the dog and shit, they done reached out to a bunch of casuals that don't appreciate the hardcore elements like some of you guys do. There's a lot of people still playing that play Fallout 76. Bethesda just doesn't say anything about it because it just sparks up a lot of controversy every time you mention the name. With that being said, Bethesda learned a very valuable lesson. You don't sit down and advertise something to the casuals and then strip everything away and think that the casuals now love you like we did. No, they're going to curb stomp you, and that's what happened.
and they're going to move on to the next hot thing.
Exactly.
That's how they move. But speaking about Fallout 76, I've noticed, Moss, you're doing some, I would say, mild trolling with Days Gone, and a lot of people are bringing up Fallout 76 because you defended that game. What's your stance on that?
Oh,
My stance on Fallout 76 versus Days Gone. I know we mixed it. My thing is, look, Fallout 76 was a game that first and foremost is an MMO. Then they had a team. Fallout 76 was supposed to be a online version of Fallout 4, like an online mode. And then what Todd Howard said is, let's just flesh this out a little bit and give these people this Fallout game for them to feast on, because we're focused on this new IP and some other shit. So then there's that. So there was a little bit of real rush development. Then you have the fact that Todd Howard again went on stage and said, "This is a buggy mess. This is going to be a buggy experiment." And everybody laughed with him. So this game was smelling not your AAA bonanza from the get-go. Where you have Days Gone, or I'm sorry, Jay's Gone, where people were getting on YouTubes and the internets and the shit. They were trying to bring back MySpace to proclaim that Sony does nothing but greatness. And this game was going to be well, hold on. Was that you, Nethos, where Alex threatened your life? He said he was going to beat you with a steel bat because Days Gone was going to be at least a 92 or some shit.
I believe that was actually Sean, but yeah, we're more or less the same person.
Yeah, so that's my stance on it. Like, again, Fallout 76 is a mess in a lot of ways. The people that love it will say that. But with that being said, for them to say, well, Days Gone is a little bit better than Fallout 76, stop comparing the shit sandwich to the cup of piss, okay? Days Gone has a lot of issues. It may be fun, like how Crackdown was fun to a lot of people, like how K was fun to a lot of people. But, okay, let me get on my soapbox real quick. The reason why I like trolling them out there is because y'all want us to sit there and say, even though it's 72, it's still fun. Then y'all want us to jump. Now y'all sitting there being Joe Biden's out this bitch, trying to do political speeches, talking about the SJWs is trying to sabotage the scores. Y'all want us to do all this for the simple fact that Days Gone ain't what y'all expected it to be. But when State of Decay 2 came out, y'all laughed at the bugs. Y'all didn't want to hear the fact that it beat God of War. Y'all wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. And I think State of Decay 2 is what, a 69 on Metacritic?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
That's only 3 points. So why are we say 3 points make all that difference that we're gonna shut down neighborhoods and counties and shit and go marching with y'all over somebody bending over in Days Gone, and we're gonna change our avatars to a woman bending over in the weeds? Get the fuck, man. Come on, man. Y'all make this easy for MM2K. And as long as y'all make it easy, MM2K gonna keep it up. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Damn. Well, I guess since we got
realizing some of the problem also. You're trying to compare games that have no fundamental themes. Like
Facts.
You're trying to compare an MMO to a single player game.
Thank you.
Then like I saw the whole thing it was on your Twitter where somebody tried to compare Days Gone and it sold more than Mortal Kombat 11. Fighting games have a genre. I did not expect Mortal Kombat to sell as well as it did, considering it's less than 6 months after Smash Brothers. And right now, Smash Brothers is already at almost 14 million copies. And they dropped a new character right before Mortal Kombat came out.
And here's the thing, Bunny. Let's be technical, because that's what ponies like to do, right? They only said Days Gone sold well in physical copies right now. Now, not to say if you add digital, it's not still going to hold some weight up there. But trust me, if you add to totality, we know most people bought this shit digital. You know what I'm saying? As far as Mortal Kombat is concerned, or a lot of people bought this shit digital. You know what I mean? So that might knock it out the box. And we're just talking about 1 week's worth of activity. Let's wait till the full month come in. Let's see what happens on NPD. And even if it does win for NPD, I'm still not giving y'all no goddamn stripes, because again, State of Decay 2 beat greatness, the game of our generation, and it beat Detroit Become Human at half the fucking price. I'm not trying to hear any favoritism. I don't want to do any SJW marches. I ain't trying to hear none of that tinfoil shit about some goddamn Days Gone.
And then also in a fighting game right now, everybody's going to try to beat Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers sold like 12 million copies in 3 weeks.
Facts.
You tell me any other fighting game that's done that.
Yeah, that is the king of the fighters. Like, no matter if you want to accept it or not, even if you like the game or not, it is the king.
Hey, since we're talking about Days Gone, I have to get into the impressions. Has anyone else played Days Gone besides me here?
I pretend to play it on Twitter when I'm on Twitter.
Honestly, Dirt, I've been seeing the game get a lot of patches. Like, one patch literally broke systems, but I think they just fixed that. But I decided I'm gonna just wait until next week to pick up the game.
Yeah,
you go. Well, yeah. Hey, when I was installing it, Nethos, my PlayStation sounded like the Fat Boys. I don't know if you know who they are.
Nah, you don't know who Fat Boys are.
That thing was whistling and doing all types of shit. I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Is this the house on Haunted Hill and shit?" I didn't boot it up. I haven't booted it up.
I thought somebody was cutting my grass and shit, and I realized it's the damn PlayStation. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Did somebody redoing my drywall and shit?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
check
don't know
this
what's
out.
Going on with that game.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys my honest opinion. I did an impression video on Friday after playing it for a few hours. I got about 12, 13 hours into it now. Now, I'm going to be honest. I like it, right? But I always like average games, I like Recore. I like State of Decay 2. But no, I like it. Honestly, I like it. Right. I like it. But like I was saying in the pre-show, there is a lot of similarities to State of Decay, man. With Days Gone, obviously Days Gone is a better game. It has better graphics, better story, but there's a lot of similarities, like as far as your character going around trying to collect resources. You have to get your vehicle gas. Listen, I put a lot of hours in State of Decay 2, about 50 hours into it. Days Gone is a better game, but Days Gone isn't as good as Horizon Zero Dawn or maybe a God of War. It's not that quality of a PlayStation exclusive that we're used to. Well, like especially recently, the last couple years, their games have been pretty good, pretty polished. And this game is not that polished. I've had a couple of bugs where the guy kind of fell through the ground and shit like that, but it's not a bad game. I think was it Ben Studio?
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a good foundation for a sequel in the future.
Well, let me ask you this, Gregory. I'm sorry, Nethos, but let me just ask you this real quick. If you had to give a score to State of Decay 2 and then had to give a score to Days Gone, what would your two scores be?
Okay. That's a good question because State of Decay 2, I would give it a 7, right?
Okay.
But it's a AA game. But as far as how much I like it, I would give it a 7.
Okay.
And I would give Days Gone a 7, honestly.
Okay.
But you can compare the games. You can compare them because they are zombie games.
Mm-hmm.
But Days Gone, just the graphics is way better and the story.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, sorry not to cut you off, but here's the point that I'm trying to make is you would give. Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Let's just say, really, because of what your taste are catered to, you might be more inclined to give Days Gone a 7.5, where you might give State of Decay a 7. Okay, let's just say that, right?
Yeah.
But someone else might be inclined to do the reverse because what you appreciate in the polish and in some of the mechanics in the single player, someone else might appreciate the online aspects in State of Decay too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So the point, the only reason why I'm bringing that up is the point I'm trying to make is y'all sitting there doing all this crazy stuff about how Days Gone is so much better than State of Decay 2. And Days Gone does not have an online element to it, even though it has the bugs and shit like that. The State of Decay, but State of Decay 2 does have the online elements, but it doesn't have some of the mechanics that a Days Gone had. So they're really kind of similar. I think the Metacritic kind of reflects it, where they're only 3 points apart. So again, with that being said, get off y'all high horse. recognize that Sony put out a game that, you know, may not be perfect, but it's fun. Just like Microsoft put out a game that may not be perfect, but it's fun, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what? I can tell you, okay, I can actually tell you the things that's better in Days Gone.
Got you.
Obvious things like graphics, story, and the hordes, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The hordes.
Yeah.
State of Decay hordes are maybe 15, 16 damn zombies. You know what I'm saying? So those are three things that's obviously better in Days Gone. But the gameplay mechanics is not that different, y'all. I know some people might say, look at this damn Xbot dude. The shit is not that different, man. And you can check my gamer tag and my PSN. I played a lot of State of Decay 2. The concept is very similar. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. My bad, Nethos. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Oh, no. You asked exactly what I was going to ask you further. But what I will say is, guys, do reviews matter? Are they accurate? Because I noticed ever since Days Gone has come out, the PlayStation guys sounded a lot like the Xbox guys to me. Now they're starting to say, play the game for yourselves. Look at this stupid review. This is some SJW bullshit. And I'm thinking in my head, while I agree with them, you should play the game for yourselves. Reviews shouldn't dictate what you will or will not buy. It could aid you, but it shouldn't dictate what you will and will not buy. But I want to see, are you guys going to keep the same energy about the Metacritic being the gospel now? Because that's what I want to see. Is Days Gone a good game, even though it has a lower Metacritic?
Yeah,
I've never gone by Metacritic. I stopped following those type of reviews like 20 years ago on the PS1 when a game that I absolutely loved on the PS1 got a dog shit review. And I was sitting there like, okay, maybe the reviewers are not in line with what I am. So I stopped going by that. Like last week, you guys asked me what I was playing, and I was playing Trooper Brook. I finished Trooper Brook, and I'm about to go through and play it again because I liked it and get a different ending. But when I looked on the Metacritic, you know, just for shits and giggles to see what score it got, for the Nintendo Switch version, there is no score. It says to be determined.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the absolute truth, because at the end of the day, Metacritic is just other human beings' opinion. That's what it is. I know some people will act like it's gospel, it's a fact. No, it's really other people's opinion. Same thing with movie critics. Same thing, like Nito said he hated the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. I didn't think it was that bad, but that's his opinion.
Oh God! Hold on, man. They did Gangster's Paradise dirty with that trailer.
Okay, we'll get to that later. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's somebody's opinion, man. And PlayStation guys, because they have the higher rated games this generation, they love to throw that in our face. You know, we have these pictures of all the Xbox terrible ads rated games on this. Oh, look at all this shit. This, you know, and like Zaya always had a shit in his background on every damn podcast he do. You know what I'm saying? Zoo Tycoon, say it again, you know. So look, man,
to that token, I'm sorry not to cut you off, Briggity, but you know, as I was doing my trolling, literally, I get up in the morning, I run I run my bath water and pour my bath salts, go get me some coffee, and then I grab my phone and I start trolling you PlayStation motherfuckers. Right? So I'm sitting there sending out tweets, and this one guy actually gets on Twitter and says and does like a collage of all the Xbox games, right? So on there, I'm looking at it, and on there, I noticed that Phantom Dust with the original assets is on there.
I saw that, yes.
So I was like, bro, like maybe you should have cropped this a little bit better, but how the fuck you gonna put a collage of games out here with Phantom Dust with the original assets has a better Metacritic than Days Gone? Like, stop it.
That's the fact. I saw it. I was like, oh shit. Phantom Dust is 73.
My point being is that, again, you know, sometimes it's like we were joking earlier, I think off air. You know, I'm a fan of the Chiefs, and the Chiefs ain't just get good until like last summer and shit, right? You know, Dirt's a fan of the Detroit. They're going through something right now, right? So we're used to like rooting for our favorite team and hearing a lot of trash talk. That's different. But y'all honestly believe that Sony is like saving babies from burning buildings and shit and coming out with vaccines for diseases. They're just a company just like everybody else. And what they've done is they scrapped all of their fanfare for 2019, and they said, you got Days Gone, you got this Dream Games that most of y'all motherfuckers could just boast about, but that y'all ain't gonna use, and y'all got a baseball game that a lot of people ain't gonna play. PSX, E3, all that shit, we scrapped it. Why? Because now we're trying to satisfy our investors. That's a bold move. That's kind of like flicking their nose at their consumers as far as I look at it. And they didn't have to do it. I talk about it in my video. They didn't have to do it. So none of these companies really care about you. They will use you to get to their investors. It's just that Sony this generation was better than Microsoft at doing it, period.
Point blank, period. They were better at Microsoft this generation, almost at everything.
Yeah, well, that is true. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
But that's like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying it's almost like Sony let Microsoft start the gen off with announcing what they're having, and then they came through and it was just like they decided to undercut right there at the middle, like somebody running a sale.
Yeah.
And right when they undercutted it, that's when it killed it.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, man, it's all video games and shit.
Yeah.
Xbox is not ruining my life, and Sony is not enhancing my life.
It ain't the girlfriend that did you wrong.
Yeah, it ain't the lady. You know, I always say that now. It ain't my damn ex-girlfriend that hate me and try to get me fired from my job and slash my tires and shit. It's just video games.
Yeah.
It all boils down to you pay for what you want to play.
Absolutely. You know, I know it's fun to talk shit here and there, and I love when MM2K is an S-bot. You know, because he's a really good shit talker, and it's good when you and Noah and Nethos is on the Xbox side for a change.
He's for a change.
Before y'all go back to
2017, back in the day.
Damn, Nethos. He said we faker than the glass eye, bro. Damn.
Nah, I didn't say y'all fake. I was saying y'all a little moody, you know.
I told you,
especially Noah ass. What Noah at?
Oh, Noah. Oh man. Yeah, like I thought I turned at a drop of a dime, man. Noah was an Xbox yesterday, but who knows tomorrow, you know?
See, at least I wait till every gen to change, okay?
You're consistent, Bunny.
Hey, hold on, man. What's up? Hey, man, Mr. Righteous Fist, what you talking about, man? Hey, your PlayStation do that shit? Hey, man, no wonder they got 100 million consoles sold.
I told you these guys be American Pie in their PlayStations, man.
No wonder the 100 million consoles sold, bro. Damn.
Don't walk in on the PlayStation guy's kitchen, man. They might be going away at it on the counter, man.
Hell no.
Big ups to Mr. Righteous Fish, man.
Filmed that.
Yeah, man. Mr. Righteous Face is my favorite pony, man.
Yeah, cool dude. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, cool dude. All right, y'all. Let's go to the next topic. Now, MM2K.
Yes, sir.
I know this topic here does something to you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it's like you turn into the Hulk or I don't know what happens, but let's talk about Epic. Epic just being the Suge Knight of gaming right now. They're just bogarting and doing what the hell they want to do, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me your thoughts.
All right, I'm gonna
get my popcorn.
I'm on stage with Nethos. We battle rapping right here because Nethos, I told y'all, I revealed to y'all, I want to do a GoFundMe to mute Nethos every 3 days from Twitter because he's always triggering me. He's always pushing my buttons, and I don't appreciate him bullying me like this. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to stand up for myself. All right, look, the Epic Game Store is a problem for me as a PC gamer. Nethos is a fake ass PC gamer. He really shouldn't talk about this, but as a PC gamer, I don't like what Epic is doing as far as competition, quote unquote, is concerned, because it's not consumer based frontline competition, meaning that what they're doing is they're going to developers and publishers and they're saying, yeah, we're going to give you an 8812 cut out of every game that you sell on our store, but we're also going to give you more money than we project that you will make off any PC store. Here goes the bag. So a publisher and a developer takes that and they're like, oh shit. So people in response hear that and they think to how consoles work. And they say, oh, because of that, it's spawning competition and blah, blah, blah. But what they're not realizing is that PC stores are on the same platform. That mind of thinking would work if you were forced to buy another system or a hardware, but they're all on the same platform. So the only way a storefront that's on the same platform can compete and change the benefits that the Epic Store is having by doing that is by them doing it themselves. So what you start having is a conglomerate of entities not adding shit to the store, not making the store better, not adding more features, but using all that money instead to buy exclusives. How does that benefit a PC gamer that's going to have access to the stuff anyway on the same platform? It'd be different if this was like PC opposed to a Linux machine or something like that. So that's my problem. I want Epic Store to take all that investment and build it into making the store better now. Now, with that being said, Epic ain't listening. They still doing their thing. And now they bought Psyonix, right? The people that make Rocket League. So Rocket League is going to be exclusive. Ooh. This is where I stand. I will not buy any game on the Epic Store. I bought Metro. It was like one of the worst fucking experiences ever. It's horrible. It's so bad. I haven't got past like the first hour in Metro. Maybe they've patched it finally, but the patches were horrible.
The game itself, like, so you hate the game itself?
No, it's just that because of how the patches and everything work through the Epic Store, it kept crashing my machine and delaying audio and all types of shit. So I left Metro alone. And Metro is one of my favorite franchises. So I will not partake upon the Epic Store because of that. Now, other people have bought World War Z and said they haven't had any problem. That's fine, whatever. But the way I feel about it is I think it's okay if you buy exclusive stuff because Origins has exclusive stuff, right? That's not the problem. The problem is at least Origins has a decent ass store. And I just want everybody to understand that by them just simply buying stuff exclusively isn't going to spawn competition that's going to benefit us. What's going to benefit us is if they enhance the store. That's my stance on it.
Yeah, so, but why can't you do both?
They should. Yeah, no, you can.
But they are doing both. It's already confirmed they're getting all those features Steam has, even user reviews.
When are they coming?
This year.
They say they're coming this year, but why? But Nethos, you just proved my point. Why couldn't you do both at the same time? Why couldn't you release it at the same time? Why couldn't you have cloud save?
Because you can't change the release date of these games.
Well, no, you can't change the release date of the games, but what does that have to do with the store? The store could, they could have said, hey, we're getting Metro starting today. Also, you're going to have cloud saves. I game on multiple PCs. I have the PC that I'm broadcasting on now and another PC that I use when I'm traveling through the house when I'm doing my remote shit. I got to have two different games because they don't have something as simple as cloud saves. At least cloud saves should have been there at release. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. I think all that shit's coming. I got to be honest with you. Like, what besides cloud saves, what killer feature do you need?
Game share. Shut up. Don't get too deep into that.
I'm about to say because game share is fucked up on Steam. It doesn't even work like.
All right, next subject.
I mean, that's what I think about because with the whole PC entity thing, like a lot of the features you need are just kind of there on the PC regardless. Like for example, I don't use the Steam friend share thing at all. I just use Discord. I use that for my chat. I use to see what people are up to. Yeah. That's my social hub for PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need cloud saves, but there's other ways around cloud saves, like just putting the save on like a external drive and taking that everywhere with you. Like there's ways around this shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's that simple when it comes to there could be a way around it, but why go through all that? Why not just have the cloud saves?
Yeah, no, they should have cloud saves, but to be fair, I only have one gaming computer. I'm amazed when people have multiple gaming computers. That's like having multiple consoles to me.
Yeah, I got them CUDA cores from D. From D.
Yeah, man, I don't got two Xboxes and shit. I just got one.
but see, this is the problem. I'm gonna be honest with you, Nethos. Me not having cloud saves does not destroy my PC gaming experience. But what it does to me is it sends a red flag to me, like how some of the shit that Xbox does sends a red flag to me. It sends a red flag to me that says, "Hold on, Tim Sweeney, you have all this Fortnite money." And you're talking all the shit that you're going to have come. Why wouldn't you have cloud saves coming, but you're dumping all this money to exclusively buy games to come to your storefront? Why just like a year and a half?
Sells storefronts. You need software. You need games, no matter what you're trying to do in this type of competition. And at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a console gamer. I'm used to waiting for features at first. Like when the Xbox One came out, Moss, it didn't have a lot of shit. Even Party Shot wasn't working right.
Yeah.
Like I remember waiting on that shit. That shit, all that shit should have been there day one. But when a new thing launches, it's usually bare bones. I think Origin was even bare bones. Steam was certainly bare bones when that came out. Granted, Steam came out a long ass time ago, so it's a little different. But and Origin even came out a long time ago. But at the end of the day, I think that happens with competition. Like, should Epic have added all those features day one? Absolutely. There's little excuse why they couldn't have it. But as long as you get the game, as long as you can play the game, unless if it's something crazy like the game doesn't have controller support or the game can't go over 60 frames, maybe. But other than that, I don't see it. Like you said, you had audio problems. I can get that.
But here's the problem with that. See, this is where I think where people don't understand each side of the fence. Y'all are comparing console habits to a storefront. The storefront is on the same piece of hardware. The fact of the matter of people that constantly game on PC, they game on PC for freedom. So it's different when you buy new hardware. You expect beta or early progression to occur, but you already made your investment in the hardware. You've already beefed it up. Now it's just an application that's restricting you, and you're used to applications on PC being open. That's the big problem. That's why I think console people can understand it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Griggity. What were you about to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not into PC stuff, of course. You guys know that, but I believe we had this conversation before where you and I kind of had a debate, Moss, about you were saying what you're saying now, that the store is shit and that they need to focus on fixing the store. And my rebuttal was, yeah, but why not get the customers first and worry about the store later? And I still feel the same way. Buying this exclusive stuff, they're getting people to come to their store. That's the number one focus, right?
Yeah, because you use the store to launch the game. Let's be real. It isn't like this whole grand experience. In fact, I don't even open up Steam to launch half my games. Like, it opens up in the background, but I go to my NVIDIA thing and open up the game that way.
Yeah, I mean, you want people to use your service any way they can. You want them to come to you. Like, I always try to do a sports analogy. Like, say you have a team. You get a bunch of draft picks and you know your team really improve. Do you want to build a new stadium or fix the stadium up first, or do you want the team to get better first to get more people into your stadium? Then you fix your stadium up.
Yeah, because let's be real, Dirt. Steam has been around for what, decades at this point, or almost 2 decades, and it is no doubt the king of the PC realm. It is the king. How many other clients are there, and how close have they ever even come to taking down Steam? Like, even if they have all the same shit as Steam, maybe even a little bit better than Steam, Steam will always be on the top because that's the go-to place. Unless if you have compelling software that's beyond just being Fortnite, beyond being like 2 games, you need compelling software for anyone to go to a different storefront, and that's just the truth. Gamers want games. It's not that hard.
See, that's the thing though. It's just a storefront, and when I commit to a console, it's not easy for me to say, oh man, the online ain't working for the Xbox One yet, so I'm just gonna buy a PlayStation 4. No, I'm a little bit more committed to that because I understand how consoles work. Now, again, Mythos, you may have modded Fallout New Vegas, right? But you don't use a lot of modding in your shit. You don't game on multiple PCs. You don't do a lot of shit that the PC gamers use, switching between Linux and a whole bunch of shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? The average PC gamer, that's what they do. So those are features. Think about it like this. Say if this generation, Microsoft, came out with the DRM and said, we're not backtracking, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what if they said, okay, we're backtracking, we're not going to do the DRM, and then 2 weeks before games started coming out, they said, oh no, never mind, we changed our mind. Now you're stuck with what's going on. Now you're forced to buy shit on our system. That would piss people off. That's the equivalency of what's going on in the minds of PC gamers because
you're not forced to buy the game no matter what. You can
if you want to play it, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You can always vote with your wallet if you don't want to do it, or you just deal with it. At the end of the day, it's hard to sympathize with you, Moss, because it's just a storefront. Now, if you had to go and invest into the Epic Game Store, I would get it. Like, you have to invest $300 to buy an Xbox, $300 to buy a Switch, stuff like that. But why console gamers can't sympathize with PC gamers is because you guys are literally downloading a client and you're having like the biggest deal with this.
Because
you can't handle it. That's how we view it.
Borderlands 3 comes out, right?
Yeah.
You go buy. Okay, let me put it in console terms. Halo Infinite. Now I got you. Halo Infinite is coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go buy the Xbox Anaconda.
Okay.
You're like, oh, this is going to be the best fidelity and all this other shit. Then 2 weeks before you pre-purchase it, 2 weeks before Halo Infinite comes out, Xbox tells you, you know what? We're not going to do what do you call that? Like how Crackdown did. You can't select, there's not going to be online lobbies. And I go to you and I'm like, Nethos, I know you're a Halo fan, but it's just video games. Just deal with it. I mean, I know you've paid $600 for your Anaconda. I know Halo. I know you've been waiting for this game. You sleep it and dream about it at night. But fuck it, you just deal with it. Don't buy Halo Infinite. Wait for Halo 7 to come out.
Hey, Moms, you want to know what I tell you? I'm gonna go get myself a refund, just like you can do on the Epic Store, which has always been there. Yeah, because at the end of the day, things like that, like inviting friends in lobbies, all that shit still works on those games on the Epic Game Store. You can invite your friends to play World War Z.
But
you do shit like that.
But the equivalency of an online game store and I don't mean to talk down to console gamers, but something that's important to console gamers is as equivalent as the modding, the cloud save, all that shit that PC gamers are people that are used to have already gone past the norms of console gaming and they want more. So when you limit their more, they're like, well, I done put $1,500 to this rig and you're limiting my more. That's what their issue is. It's like going from an Atari 2600 to an Xbox One back down to the 5200. You know what I'm saying?
And,
if you want to play Halo
PC gamer makes a choice. Do they wait or do they buy the game? Do they deal with it or do they not deal with it? It's always their choice. They vote with their wallet.
Everything.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it looks like the Epic Game Store thing is fucking working, whether we want to believe it or not. It's working.
I don't think so because they got to retain those people. They're doing good numbers,
and they're buying developers too.
But they got to retain. They got to retain those PC gamers, and they can't keep this model up forever. So when they stop buying stuff exclusively, what are they going to do then?
Well, that's when some games might just go on there because of the 88-12 split.
No, they ain't gonna do that. Come on, because 88% of 1,000 people is nothing.
That's why they're getting the customer base
to 7. No, they're not going to have a huge customer base because people are only going on that store because they have.
Oh, because right now it's at what, 90 million?
Now most of those 90 million.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear the 90 million. They're already near 100 million.
70 million of them 90 million is
already.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably near 100 million users. They're getting the
Fortnite people, man.
Epic is at 100 million
users already. It works.
Are you talking about Epic? Is already out of?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, most of those.
They were like at 80 million last time they reported.
They are not playing nothing but Fortnite. That's where they're going to play. I tell you what, let's do a wager.
It's almost at $1 billion in comparison.
We gonna do a wager and move on.
Yeah.
If after Epic stops buying games, if they continue to increase, let's revisit this in a year. I'm buying Neo. I'm buying Nethal's Halo Infinite. I'm buying them Halo Infinite. If they don't do it, then Nethals has to play Fallout 76 with me for 10 hours.
Oh God.
Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
All right.
Hey, Snowbunny, what you about to say, Snowbunny?
But there's two sides of this coin. I understand what both people are saying here. Okay. But okay, yes, it's just a storefront. Granted, it's just a storefront. People can go there, buy their games, launch it, don't even have to launch it from the storefront. That's your point, Nethals. And they can choose to do it or not. Moss, you're on the other hand, like, it's not good that they're buying up all these studios and doing the things that they're doing behind the scenes. That is somewhat true, yes. Like, I know of one game that Epic went to and they're now helping to produce the game, but the game started on Kickstarter and had promised to be on Steam and GOG. Now, the people who back the game are being told it's going to be an Epic Store exclusive for a full year.
Facts.
Those people should not have to wait for a full year because they backed it on Steam and GOG. And the company is sitting here like, well, now Epic's helping us. We can just give you your money back.
Yeah.
But the thing is Epic would have never looked at that game had those people not backed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that side of the coin also. Some of the practices they're doing, yes, they have to be competitive. They have to get into it. But some of the practices are also burning the people who making the games for the people who are backing some of these games.
Now 706 in the chat, he brings up good points. My problem is not Steam. I don't love Steam. Fuck Steam. Steam beat us with a cash register, yo, over the Borderlands. We thought we could play. If one person bought the game, we could play it separately. I mean, play it, on each other's game, and you can't do that. Only one person, even if you're game sharing, only one person can play it at a time. Fuck Steam. My thing is, everybody's like, yeah, Epic said they're going to do this. Epic said they're going to do that. Tim Sweeney is the most dishonest motherfucker out here on this side of the Northeast Atlantic. He's for the same shit that he's doing right now. He whined and cried and tried to stick Microsoft in the dirt over the same thing, right? 706 gamers like, but in third quarter, such and such. Now, if all this shit comes, MM2K will change his tune. But until this shit comes, because of Tim Sweeney's track record, I don't believe shit until I see it. And as Xbox gamers that got burnt by Phil, we should have learned that already.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to bring up this point. I don't know the validity of this, but apparently in the games that are exclusive to the Epic Game Store, or maybe even all of the games, they will not take any cut off of DLC, apparently. I don't know if that's only the exclusive games or just any game on that storefront, but Moss, that is beyond the 88-12 split, if that's true. You got to admit that. If you get 100% of DLC income, that's something else, okay?
I mean, that's great for developers.
No. That equals exclusives. People will go to the storefront just for that alone.
Absolutely.
If that stays.
I mean, that's great for them.
Because you have to realize, DLC is where they're making that money. If you get 100% of that, I'm sorry, Steam's goodbye.
Nah.
Now, I have one question, though.
Yeah.
Since Epic bought Psyonix, who made Rocket League, how do you think that's going to affect Rocket League on consoles now? Because Epic owns them and Epic's calling the shot.
Epic is going to make it better, if anything, because right now Fortnite is like the one true crossplay game that I can really think of that they do it the best. Right now, I don't know if they updated Rocket League, but you cannot invite PC players to squad up. You can play with PC players through multiplayer, but me and my friends were just talking because I'm stuck on this PC. They said, yeah, we can't necessarily play together because I can't just invite you directly like I can on Xbox. But if Epic swoops in, puts in some of their crossplay tech, then they will be able to invite me so I can play directly off my PC with my crew who's on Xbox. Also, if you own the game on Steam, you'll be able to keep playing the game on Steam. You just will no longer be able to buy it on Steam. That's how that's probably going to work.
You better hope. See that that probably. I'm going off of what they got active now. I'm telling you, y'all falling into false prophet land again. Tim Sweeney is a shyster, man. He's a crook and he's a shyster. So y'all be careful. I mean, I hope what you're saying is true, but be very careful.
I'm sure the CEO of my company is a damn crook too. Who gives a shit?
Okay.
As long as I get paid, I don't give a fuck.
well, considering I don't trust anybody, it's like whatever. I mean, they'll all tell us anything we want to hear just to get our money.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that, because sometimes, Moss, you hinted at it earlier this podcast where these companies, they don't give a shit. I don't know if they don't care. We're the customer. They don't really care like that. We think Microsoft love it. Microsoft don't give a shit about my black ass. People think Sony love it. No, they don't care. They want our business. And what Epic is doing, they are trying to get as much business as possible. They're trying to get these games. They want people to come to their store, and I think they're doing a good job. I know you don't agree, Moss. I think they're doing a damn good job. Shit, I'm not a PC guy, but if I was,
in the business gangster way, like Moss coined that term.
Like
I said, Suge Knight. Suge Knight.
No. See, now I got to put on my pony hat. No. Sony saying no you have to come to us if you want to play with our consumer base as business gangster. They're not taking. They're
just
not.
Like Epic says, no. If you want to play the new big game, you have to come to our game store.
But that's that's Sony's own property. That's Sony's own property. That's not Epic's property. Epic is.
What are you talking about? When they say no to crossplay, that's not Sony's property.
They're like right out here.
Their consumer bases. Their access to their consumer base is their property. So.
Moss, they're like Suge Knight out here. Like we said
but
before.
they stole cosmetics brought from other people. Like if I brought a cosmetic on my Xbox, Sony stole that from me. Is that their property?
How did they steal it? What happened?
How it worked is the reason the Fortnite thing really blew up was because if you bought cosmetics on your Xbox or Nintendo Switch, but then you happen to link to a PlayStation account, Sony would steal all your shit and you couldn't get it back unless you played on a PlayStation.
Well, I didn't know that. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
why that story blew up and was on CNN and everything. Cool, they stole shit. That was. But you said
anybody who bought anything on Sony, like with the when they wanted to change and like got a Switch to play it on. They couldn't upload the stuff they bought from their PlayStation account. PlayStation locked.
Yeah. Or you couldn't get your stuff you bought on the Switch or Xbox.
On the PlayStation,
Yeah, because Sony was like, oh, well, now this is a PlayStation account. You either play on our platform or you play on mobile
I see what you're saying. So as soon as they linked their Epic Store ID to PlayStation housed
everything. Fucked everything up.
Well, hold on, bro. Hold on. Now listen to this. Listen to what you just said. And how y'all got so much faith in the Tim Sweeney and Epic. PlayStation would not have the right to do that unless Epic would let them do that. Why would Epic let them do that? Because PlayStation got that huge gamer base. If I'm Tim Sweeney from the gate, I'm saying, fuck no, I'm not bringing my shit.
But no. But Epic even did a business gangster move themselves. They allowed full crossplay without telling Sony. Sony made them take it down.
35 minutes.
Yeah, because Sony made them take it down.
They did it. No, Epic knew that Sony would make them take it down. They did it because they wanted to make themselves look good. See, I'm telling you,
Yeah, but they did it to prove it worked. That made Sony look really bad when they forced them to take it down. Because Sony was trying to pretend, we don't know how that shit works.
Bro, I'm telling you that. Listen to what you just said. Sony said that once you link your Epic account, which is owned by Epic, to PlayStation, they were stealing your shit. They would not be allowed to do that unless Epic did it, allowed them to do it. Now, I get what you're saying, Ethos. What you're saying is 110% right. That what Epic did is they made themselves look good. But look at the shiesty way that they did it. They took the bag from Sony and said, okay, well, fine. You can steal our people's shit, but what we're going to do is so we don't look bad. We're going to be behind the scenes. That's some Soprano shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. Tim Sweeney's a gangster, bro.
Whatever, man. I blame Sony on that shit. That's why they took an L on that shit. And why PlayStation fans are still touchy about that crossplay shit to this day. I remember some of them still complain.
Yeah.
But
because a lot of them went out to buy switches for that.
Yeah,
that's the only reason they bought switches was so that they could play it on the go.
Yeah,
and then that shit got locked down.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's
that's why people complain, because when they took their account and tried to play on the Switch, the game wouldn't even load up sometimes. Like that's how bad it got. Like you couldn't even play the fucking game because Sony was doing that type of shit. But speaking about consumers and Epic and so on, before we go, this is an old topic, but Moss never got to share his feelings on it, I think. And Moss, I want to ask you, is review bombing on Steam a way to interact with developers?
Hey, look, y'all. The GoFundMe is labeled, please help me against Neethles.com. Okay. Can you?
No. But I want to hear your thoughts, because this is something I'm seeing a lot of people say, like, well, we're only review bombing so we can reach the developer. This is our way of communicating.
Oh, wow.
Can we stop the slanderous ways? Go ahead, buddy. I'm going to call my lawyers because he keeps coming after me.
No. What I'm saying is that's the stupidest way to try to get in contact with the developer, because that's just showing the developer straight disrespect. A, and B, you're bombing a game that's an old game for them. Okay,
exactly. It has nothing to do with the situation.
I mean, all their websites have an email address you can contact them at. You can easily email them 1 million different emails.
Hey, yo.
But apparently news sites picks up the review bombing, so that's why they do it. That's what they say.
That's childish. That's like you up here, not like your classmate, and you put a whole bunch of nasty stuff in their desk.
Damn, I did that before. No.
I'm going to let Moss go, and then I'll add something interesting. Go ahead, Moss.
Look,
this is a rant you've been needing to do.
Look, man. This dude, Neethles, man. Who sent you, man? Hey, look, no review bombing. Let's take Steam away from it because Steam is not authorizing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Review bombing in general is the dumbest fucking thing you could do for two reasons. Number one, you want the developers to come to your store of choice, but you're review bombing them on that store. That's stupid. Number two, when you do that, you do things like give people like Randy Pitchford, who's a jackass in a lot of ways. You give him credence and you give him credibility by not coming to the store of choice.
That's exactly what happened.
You know what I'm saying? So like you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I went on and there and said it. Big ups to Boogie. You know what I'm saying? After his epic makeover, no pun intended, he went out there and said it. Don't review bomb. Number one, it's not. The developers are caught in the middle of this. So all this does is hurt the developers. They're caught in the middle of this. So don't hurt the developers. So there's three reasons. Don't hurt the developers. It defeats your purpose. You give dumbasses an excuse for their little grimy shit that they're doing. So that's my thought.
Then it makes all gamers look bad and stupid.
It does. It does. Yeah. It's stupid.
And that's why Steam deleted a lot of those reviews. You didn't win, guys.
Yep. Stop. So.
All right. Are we done with this?
Did we get that out of our system?
We're done with the Epic thing for a while, I think.
Neethles is an asshole. www.savemefromneethles.com. I'm telling you, man, this dude is crazy.
I don't know what y'all talking about. You're out of the Epic, out of your systems. You know, right tomorrow, y'all gonna be saying something.
Yeah.
I still got a little Days Gone in me, man.
Epic gonna buy some. Oh, you want to talk about Days Gone again? Oh shit.
No, I'm talking about as far as Twitter is concerned. I still got a little Days Gone roasting in me. I still got a couple of memes. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Hey, Snow Bunny, you're right. Because as soon as Epic buys someone else, mine's gonna be like doing 2 hour prognosis. He can do a 2 hour prognosis about that shit.
And I'm gonna be at work like, damn, I don't got no popcorn.
Right.
No, I mean, I get it. No, it's a good discussion. It's a good discussion, but it's time to move on.
All right, y'all, let's move on. So yesterday there was a trailer of a video game movie. You know, I want to talk about this for a second because
hey, Bunny, get your popcorn because we
Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie trailer was released yesterday. And most people said, what the hell is this shit? Including one of my fellow panel members. Neethles said, what the hell is this shit? Who's responsible for this shit? It looks terrible. Now, me personally, I tweeted Neethles. I said, what the hell you expect Sonic to look like? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, I know he doesn't look exactly like Sonic, but he's blue. He got on some red shoes. That's the closest you're going to get to me. Now, Neethles, why do you hate how Sonic looks?
Look, man, he doesn't look like Sonic. Like, what? This is some CGI monster. Like, even that Pokemon movie coming out. Granted, they all look like monsters, but they are called Pocket Monsters, I guess. But at least they look like the Pokemon, I guess. Like, Pikachu looks like Pikachu, even though he's a little bit scarier than what I would have seen in the cartoon. But Sonic? Oh, that ain't Sonic. That's some weird monstrosity. Like, it's bad dirt when I can see, like, the comments below him fix what the fuck he should look like. Like, there's fan-made art that looks better than this.
I mean, listen, man, they did Smurf movies. I mean, little blue-ass creatures, Scooby-Doo movies.
Like Smurfs.
Yeah, but Scooby-Doo, he didn't really look like Scooby-Doo that much, but shit. But it was based on the cartoon.
That ain't something to gloat about, but even Scooby-Doo, I say he looks more like Scooby-Doo than this shit right here.
I mean, what is it? His eyes? I mean, it looks like Sonic to
everything. Like, he has human teeth. He doesn't have gloves. He has Nike shoes on.
That's the part that gets me, man. This motherfucker been hitting up a dentist for a minute, man.
Hey, but he got boogie teeth. He said he got boogie teeth. Is that what you said?
Like, I don't know, man. That shit looks horrible.
Y'all said him and Boogie got the same business.
Boogie, man, yeah, they got the same. What's that? A Vizia?
Yeah, he doesn't even have gloves on. Like, his proportions are fucking weird.
Okay,
he looks like a human.
His legs do look long. I'm sorry.
Here's the only thing I'm going to say about that. Okay, it still looks better than that Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay, we can agree on that.
Okay, it looks better than that Dragon Ball Z because when I saw the Dragon Ball Z trailer,
Is there a live action Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah,
Yes.
that shit was
Yeah,
terrible.
from years ago. It
Oh.
was awful.
It was with like regular white guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In bad wigs.
Yeah, it was fat. Okay.
So yeah, the Sonic movie, it's a little odd, but I'm willing to watch that. Whereas that Dragon Ball Z was just like right off the
No,
radar.
I refuse to watch that.
I'm going to see that shit. Sonic was my favorite character. Well,
Yeah,
I'm a
but
little older.
that's even worse. They're killing
Yeah.
your favorite character with this shit.
Yeah. Hey, no, I didn't think it looked that bad.
Here's my
man.
thing about the Sonic movie. You can fix the CGI. You can make the character look more like Sonic, but in my opinion, there shouldn't even be a live-action Sonic movie. What they should have done is went to a studio like Illumination, the people behind Secret Life of Pets, and made an animated Sonic movie about like maybe the old games where he's just saving animals and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that would have been 1,000 times better.
But there's like a live action craze going on now.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Aladdin.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Hold on, man.
Yeah.
People talking the same shit about Will Smith. Like, what the hell do you expect
bruh.
a blue-ass genie to look like?
Yeah, true. I'm just saying, man. This
Will
live
Smith
action
looks good
craze.
compared to the Sonic shit, though.
Like I'll give the Lion King credit. The Lion King looks.
It's basically a CGI film.
It's
That's all.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but this shit.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Like, what about Jim Carrey? How did he look to y'all?
I think he looks fine, honestly.
Yeah.
No.
He was
I'm
actually
looking for
quite
this.
funny to me. I was
Yeah.
expecting him to be fat, but he wasn't fat. So we're gonna
Yeah,
have to deal with the fact
he
that
needs
he's
to
not
get fat.
Yeah,
I'm
But
looking
like,
forward to
here's
it.
my thing, Dirt. We can say like it's a kids movie. Who gives a shit? Even though I think it's destroying like one of the old IP that has potential. My God, has Sonic been through the mud? Like, and Nintendo fans must be laughing at him. But what I will say is,
It's better than that Mario movie.
yeah, but, I don't know. That Mario movie is competing with this shit right here.
Oh, come on.
The Goombas were bad. But,
The Goombas were awful.
why did they slander Gangster's Paradise? That's a sacred song. Why?
Hey, man.
No, they had to put it to this shit movie.
That was Coolio one-hit song.
What
With
was the
that
purpose?
big fat black guy sweating in
Why?
the video.
Yeah. What's his name? I forgot.
LV or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
LV. Yeah.
Hey, man, I thought that shit was dope, man. I don't give a fuck what y'all
Especially,
say.
why would you use Gangster's Paradise? Because
Yeah.
it doesn't go with this movie. It makes it look. That's a great song because it goes
It's not
with
the right.
shit.
Okay, I will agree with. It wasn't the right song, but it didn't bother
You're
me.
destroying a sacred song. But honestly, Sonic has some of the best music around from like the old age. Like Sonic's classic music is still awesome to this day.
If you watch some of my
can
videos, I use some like silent music for some of my intros. You know.
yeah, and you do.
Yeah.
So
Good
like, I don't
music.
know. I just don't get it, man. I really don't get why this movie's coming out like this. I think they should have just done an animated movie. It would have been much better. Make it about like saving animals and stuff, like how the old games were. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that should have been lame as hell, man.
And I will say this, I'm gonna watch the Sonic movie because I know it's gonna be a
I'm
train
gonna buy you a
wreck.
ticket. I'm gonna buy you a ticket.
You best buy me a ticket. I'm gonna watch this train wreck.
So homie from Westworld walks into the cabin. He goes, he sees Sonic with the perfect teeth. He goes, and shoots him with a dart. How the fuck you gonna shoot Sonic with a dart?
Because
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
but he
running.
dodged like 1,000 missiles at the end of the trailer.
Well, at that moment, he was just sitting there. He was just standing there.
No, he was just standing there and he dodged like all these missiles. That didn't even make sense.
He was
Hey,
ejected as Invisalign.
NASCAR and Mr. Righteous Fish. Yes. They have a lot of 90s songs because Moss old ass love them 90s songs. Even though I'm older than them.
But here's the thing, Dirt, you compared it to the Pokemon movie coming out, Detective Pikachu. Even that looks better because like it has
does
Ryan
look
Reynolds. It looks funny. The designs are reasonable, I guess. And like it actually looks like somewhat of an interesting movie.
It
Something I
does
would really
look
laugh
better.
at.
I agree with you.
This just looks awful.
But it seemed like ever since the poster, people been talking shit about it. I like give it a
Because the
chance.
design is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
The poster did, and that poster was like over the top, but it was funny as hell.
Hey, bro, people compare this shit to Doctor Strange and shit because of the ring and he went through it.
And the internet is undefeated, bro. That's why I can't be mad about Fallout 7.
Hey, bro, hold on. I'm watching this movie because I know it's gonna be a train wreck. That's why I'm watching this.
I'm going to see it. I'm day one. I'm there. Like Sonic.
I'm probably
Yeah, I'm more excited about this than Endgame.
Oh, would you say Snow Bunny?
I'll probably wait until he hits the bargain bin.
Yeah, that might be fairly quick, but I'm going to the big theater to see. I want to see that shit.
I can't justify spending $10 to $15 on it. at the theaters.
Well, I guess we'll see, but I'm looking forward to it. Sonic discussion. Oh man, y'all hurt my feelings talking about Sonic, man.
Now you had to endure Neethles. Maybe you'll donate to my GoFundMe, man.
But Dirt, don't you agree, Dirt, that you would have preferred maybe an animated film that was good? Like it's an IP you actually like.
Yeah, of course. But since they chose not to do an animated film, hey, let's roll with this.
Well, it's like I said, all the movies now, they're having this whole thing, this revolution craze for doing animated movies as live action.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to see how many other train wrecks are about to come out.
I thought Smurfs was good. Both of them.
Yeah, but and again, the Smurfs looked like the Smurfs.
Yeah, we can't really mess them up too bad.
Does the panel have any selections on good live action movies? I'm interested to hear that.
I like
hold on, let me think.
Wait a minute, no. I like the Death Note one. The Japanese.
Oh God, no! Oh, fuck that.
There was a lot of. I didn't see that one. A lot of people dogged that one.
There was two of them, but the one that was on Netflix, that was not good.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
Those ones are fine. Okay. Yeah, those are fine.
Yeah, that one.
There's actually a third one. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Yeah, those are fine.
Yeah, not the Netflix one. No.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Netflix one. I was
no.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That shit was good.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit wasn't bad.
But that was just animated though. Like the characters were literally animated.
Yeah,
so it kind of like it didn't look creepy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it just looked fucking weird. Like why the hell are there literally cartoons next to them?
Yeah.
Whole World was like that also.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I don't get why they have to go for a realistic look. Like it's a fucking hedgehog. You don't have to be realistic.
He doesn't look like a hedgehog to begin with.
Exactly.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I don't know. I don't feel like that bad.
To Snow Bunny's point, I will tell you a Netflix live action that I did like was Bleach. I did like the Bleach live action because it was so true to the anime Bleach.
Do you know what was a bad live action? Even though I thought it had potential at first, that Full Metal Alchemist one they did.
Oh, see, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, no, I thought they had potential at one point, and then it became a train wreck.
Yeah, Bleach was okay. It wasn't horrible, but
yeah. Another topic we can talk about before we get out of here is what's up with this rumor about Microsoft purchasing Crytek. Have y'all heard that rumor?
Yeah, we heard that rumor.
Already awaits.
This dude, I'm telling you, Neethel going wild, man. Neethel's revenge.
Now, I want to say this. I'm not a big Crytek guy, but the Rise IP being exclusive, I like, because I like Rise. I think Rise has a lot of potential to be a good franchise for Microsoft, if this is true, which I really don't believe it is. But I think Rise would be a good IP. Now, is the IP worth buying the whole company? I'm not sure about that.
No.
Maybe the engine, maybe the Cry engine, but that's not an engine that a lot of developers use, is it?
No, it's very complicated to use.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But Rise 2 would be great to me, but I'm not sure if that's worth them having to purchase a whole company. Like, what do you guys think?
No, not Rise, but see, this is where me and Neethel's gonna have to go back and forth. All right, so to me, one of the best shooters of last generation was Crysis 2. Crysis 2 was innovative. It had like a lot of elements, badass. It was a nice shooter, single player game at that too. Sci-fi, right? The whole entire mold, except for it didn't have online components. But besides that, the whole entire mode of what the Xbox brass, the people that have flocked to the ecosystem, are missing. The reason why that they left, they said we don't even know the identity of this box anymore, and nobody but the hardcore us that are on this panel stay, right? So that fills an inventory void that they have. The second part of Crytek, which I know Neethles doesn't agree with, is that they developed an engine that I know there were complications reported about it, but the engine looks beautiful and it stands the test of time. Crysis 3, even though it's not as good as Crysis 2, Crysis 3 is still a visual marvel to this day on PC. So to me, the top brass at Crytek fills two voids. Filling a genre that's heavily needed back at Xbox, and two, a group of developers that can create an engine that I think can do a lot of good for Microsoft as far as fidelity is concerned. That's why I think Crytek would be a good buy. I would prefer to have 4A Games, the makers of
yes,
Metro.
we can agree with that.
But if you can't get them, if that's not the company, then I wouldn't be horribly upset about Crytek.
Yeah. I think that Cry engine's a lot going to be like, was it the Frostbite engine? Well, it might work well with the shooter. I just don't see going well beyond that, honestly. I will say this. Crysis 2, I think, does have multiplayer because I remember playing the beta or whatever for it. That's how I know it's dog shit.
I wasn't a multiplayer guy then, so yeah, okay. Now
I don't know. I think Crysis is mediocre, but it's hard for me to justify buying this studio. But then again, the other rumor is like a Relic, and I'm like, why the fuck are you buying Relic?
What did Relic make?
I think they're the ones behind like Zoo Tycoon and
shit.
not Zoo Tycoon, Disney Rush. They're behind some shit like that.
That's even worse. Oh shit!
Now I do understand IO Interactive. That would be a good pickup.
I don't know.
Hey yo, NASCAR, great point. They have Slip Space, Havoc, and maybe Crytek, but I don't think this Crytek thing.
Oh wait, hold on, my bad. Relic is like Company of Heroes and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, that's more PC shit. They
Warhammer 40,000. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they don't need. I like the Warhammer
Age of Empires. That's what they're working on.
But they already got that PC niche market. Or the PC.
What was the other rumor? I remember it was Relic. It was Crytek. What was the third one?
IO. It was IO.
IO, but there was something else too. It was before Crytek.
I can't remember, man.
Oh, was it the people that made like State of I'm sorry, Age of Empires?
No, that was Relic.
That's Relic. Okay. It was another one though. Yeah, you're right. Before Crytek got in there, I can't remember.
Relic. Mr. Kima in the chat says Relic makes Age of Empire 4. So the latest ones, yeah. Because after Microsoft closed down that studio, they had to hire an outside team to do it. I hope it's not them, man. They got NXL and Obsidian got your PC market right now. They can make PC games all day. You don't need anybody else right now.
But that goes back to the theory that they're trying to go strictly PC also.
Yeah, I know, man. That's the problem, man.
That's the thing. It's like everything they're doing, it looks like more and more like they're trying to go straight to PC. And that's the reason Google released the Stadia, because Google's like, you're not entering our territory.
Speaking of that, not to go too up, but did you see where Google made Madbox get off the Madbox developers? I mean, investors leave, the people that were going to come out with that new console.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was that new console, the Madbox, that was coming out, and they were going to say, they said at the time that the console was going to release, it was going to be the most powerful console in the world. It was going to take that from the Xbox One X before the Anaconda and the PS5 dropped, and there was a lot of push behind it. But after Google, I guess, did the Stadia thing and some shit happened behind the scenes, the investors pulled out. So this Google thing might have a little bit more legs than. It's not going to take over console gaming. It's not going to take over gaming like in the near.
No. Stadia is basically there to conquer Microsoft, not the console.
Yeah,
but they're taking a battle to PC.
Facts.
That's where they're headed. Yep. I'm not even. Stadia is so far off my radar. I'm like,
no, that's
but I'm gonna tell you that YouTube integration is kind of cool though, man.
Ain't that cool? Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
The kids will eat that. Now, Greg, me and your old chocolate face asses, our chocolate face asses. Hitting the window.
I ain't that far behind y'all, okay?
I think it was Osabo or whatever. That was the other rumor.
Sabo, yeah, that's it.
No, they're the ones who are behind Ratatouille, Wall-E.
Yeah, they can go on away with that shit.
Wasabi peanuts, what?
God, yeah, that's their mobile developer if they get them.
Oh man, it better not be Relic. But Relic has made console games in the past. Like, wasn't Relic part of the team that made the original Marvel Ultimate or the X-Men Legends?
They might have helped with that. I don't even mind Relic just because I think Relic will fit well with that niche crowd / mobile. Because I think like a lot of the strategy-based games are becoming mobile games. Honestly, it fits well with that platform.
I think they need sci-fi. I think they need more sci-fi.
Oh, they need the sci-fi, bro. Yeah, I agree with you on that. They need that shit.
Whatever happened? I know the Visceral Games got shut down by EA, but
I think all the good people left.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, because Visceral Games was dope to me, man. They made Dante's Inferno, Dead Space, and it seemed like when EA shut them down, nobody
because they
up.
couldn't transform into games as a service developer.
Right? Yeah,
They tried with Battlefield Hardline, and that failed miserably.
And they're backtracking with this next Star Wars, so hey.
Yeah, and I bet you this is the one big hit EA will have out of the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
This one coming up.
Yeah.
NASCAR, you say IO helped make World War Z? I don't think so.
No, that was Saber I know Saber Interactive made that game. IO, I don't know if they maybe helps, but I don't know.
Like I mentioned last week, if they purchase IO, I would love another Kane and Lynch. Last week, Nethos, we agreed. Don't make any more Hitmans.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's all I know IO for.
A new IP or Kane and Lynch.
Was the original one good because the sequel is complete trash?
The first one was great. The sequel was trash.
Yeah, the sequel is like a parody game. Like I remember my friends bought that. Like this is the worst game I've ever played.
The sequel is like they rushed it. They just didn't put too much story because the first one had a great story.
The
first one had a great
on
story.
The same level as Soda Drinker Pro.
yeah, the sequel was trash. I finished it for like 3 hours. It was short. It was terrible. But this first one, I don't know. They took their time with it. It had a great story. Every level was this entirely different.
That was that game like Brothers in Arms or whatever. Like what's that co-op game? It was like two dudes.
Army of Two. Army of Two.
Army 2, yeah, that game's awesome.
That game was dope.
That was EA.
That needs to come back at like a $40 game or something. I love
that was game. EA, but what was the developer?
Who did that for EA?
I don't know. That's a good question. We gotta look it up.
That'd be a good developer to get that.
I know EA was the publisher, but I don't remember who was the.
Yeah, Brother in Arms. That's a fun action game. Like that's a great Game Pass game.
Army of Two, yeah. But Kane and Lynch.
Army 2.
Kane and Lynch was we talked about this last week, but one of my favorite games. One of my top 3 games of the 6th generation was Freedom Fighters.
Oh, that was Visceral Games that helped did it.
Did what?
Visceral Games and Buzz Monkey Software in EA Montreal for Army of 2.
Oh,
man,
wow.
Man. Visceral Games was dope, man.
Yeah, they dope, man. But they split up now.
I think those developers left.
Dead Space was fire, man.
Yeah, I like 3. And me and Nethos, we're going to get together and play 3 when he stops damaging me online, man. Slandering me. We're going to play 3.
Yeah, we might stream that Friday night. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yep, facts.
Yeah. Well, y'all have any more topics, y'all?
Oh, man. Nethos,
Snow Bunny, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I'm just
NASCAR Aloe. He likes Freedom Fighters too. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, Freedom Fighters is dope.
Freedom Fighters was one. Oh, I love that game. That needs to come back, man. That needs to come back.
There's a lot of old IPs.
There's so many IPs that were so awesome back in the day.
Yes, definitely.
That everybody needs to bring back.
Exactly.
I mean, one or and I don't know if you guys are like this or not, but I'm getting tired of all these ports. I'm not talking about only for Switch, but a lot of the games that are being ported now are coming from like last gen to this gen on PS4, Xbox, and Switch. It's like all developers have lost their creative freedom.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Games cost so much to make now, buddy, that and this is the thing where I don't hate microtransactions or loot boxes as long as you don't be greedy with like how EA was, because games are $60. Games were $45 in a lot of cases in 1989 and shit. So they've only gone up $15 and what? I don't know. I can't do the math. I never got past 3rd grade. With that being said, you have this, you're only still getting $60 for the same game, but you're paying twice as many people to make all this fidelity. So people are not willing to take risks anymore, and that's why we keep getting the same cookie cutter shit.
Hey, Moss. Yeah, I'll put a picture in one of the DMs today, so you might not have seen it. It was a picture of Super Nintendo games. It was a sales paper.
Okay.
Those games were like $89.99, $79.99, $94. I was like, shit. So I posted it, and it was like, damn, man, these games really used to be crazy, the prices. So
I'm
like you. I have the same stance on microtransactions. No play to win shit.
Yep, no
I don't like
play
that play to win shit, but I can care less if somebody want to spend their own money on some
Exactly.
cosmetic items. That's their business.
Yeah, they're keeping the shit cheap for us. You know what I mean? The way
Yeah.
I see it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but then again, you're paying $60 for some games that's totally broken.
true.
True.
That's why, because they like, oh, we hit our budget.
Right. Let's put the shit out now.
Put it out.
But then this is another thing. This is an odd question, but do you think the fact that we're demanding more and more power and systems is what's causing that?
I came in this generation saying that the desire and thirst solely for more compute polygons and compute units was going to destroy gaming. And look what it's doing. Everything is pretty much the same. It's just better, more polished versions of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then now everybody wants to do a service-based looter shooter. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's the one thing. Like with Nintendo, yeah, we're underpowered and everything, but I never hear any of the developers screaming that they're spending so much money to develop a game for us.
Yeah. It's going down the wrong path, and something's got to change in order for us to get innovation back.
Yeah, absolutely. But me personally, like before we get out of here, when Snowbuddy said the remakes and stuff, I was having this conversation with a coworker earlier, but we were talking about movies. Yeah, they're doing all these remakes, but then I thought about it.
Thank you.
I'm 42, right?
Facts.
There's a whole generation of new people that haven't seen some of this shit, or you know, like you talking about some teenagers. You said last generation. Well, last generation started off in 2005. You know what I'm saying? That's like 14 years ago. So there might be a teenager that did get a chance to play some of those games last generation that love games now. So I totally understand the reboots or like the remakes. Like before, I was like, "Man, they're running out of ideas. They're running out of ideas. What are they doing?" But now I kind of understand a little bit more. Just my opinion, though.
No, you're right. You're right. We're old as shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I am not classifying myself that old, okay? And I think, Dirt, you might not even be 3 years older than me, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, sure.
Yeah. So I am not putting myself in that oldest Dirt category yet.
Oldest Dirt or oldest Dirt Griggly?
Yeah, really, literally. Hey, okay. Have you ever played Freedom Fighters or no? Oh, Nethos is gone.
Freedom Fighter. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I mean, Nethos was born in 06, bro.
So if they reboot Pirates of the Caribbean, it's for people like Nethos or something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I know that's how old we are, man. We like Griggly said, like we're like, oh man, they ain't innovative. But again, we've been around for 8,000 years, man. Some of these
like Child's Play, like they're redoing Child's Play, right?
Oh god, that looks awful.
My daughter was like, I want to see that. But she said, I mean, she's heard of Chucky. But she never saw the movie. She said, I want to see that.
The thing about them remaking things is because they don't want to take a big risk on a new IP. You know your old IP will sell and people have nostalgia for it. At the end of the day, I think it also has to do with directors who currently are in Hollywood. When you look at directors, all of them are old. The younger ones, like a Jordan Peele, like James Gunn, the Russo brothers, they're the ones who bring the newer stories to play. I guess Marvel movies, of course, are based off comics, but the MCU does original movies loosely based off the comics. They're not direct adaptations.
Right. That's a good point.
What you may call it. Look at movies like Get Out. Look at movies like Us. That is unique. That is Jordan Peele's magic. I want new directors in Hollywood. Hollywood, in general, needs new blood. That's how you get new IPs.
That's true.
And then I noticed the whole thing after that huge writer's strike. Where a lot of writers left, and then it was just like, okay, we're gonna just remake, and I'm sitting here like, the actors who played the original roles ain't even dead yet.
Look at Hellboy. That is the most bullshit movie that came out. I hear it's the worst superhero movie, period.
Oh man, it made like that shit made $5,000 at the box office.
They didn't let Del Toro make his third film. They didn't let him finish his trilogy.
Yeah, that shit was a flop, bro.
I totally agree with that. And what it is we got to be honest, is the old guard. We feel
exactly. They're still in Hollywood.
Yep. We feel so energized we feel we still want to give our 2 cents in music and everything, and we don't want to give it up to the young folks. But we got to give it up to the young folks. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to give it up to the James Gunn or the Jordan Peele and shit like that, because here's the thing: what is Steven Spielberg? Someone like that? They're attacking like Marvel movies, saying like these comic book movies are killing Hollywood, even though Endgame went out and made $1.2 billion in one weekend.
One weekend, bro.
In 3 seconds.
1 weekend.
Now,
the biggest opening ever.
325 million in the States. That's crazy. Now, music is the exception, though.
Yeah,
music is the exception.
Okay, I agree.
Old music is still banging because my kids love some old school R&B.
Old music is superior.
Yeah, I know. It's just we don't want to give up shit.
Hey, bro,
all my kids, they listen to the shit I grew up to. I go,
my kids love that shit, man.
Yeah, but hold on. When I get old, they're gonna listen to shit I listened to as a kid. That's gonna be horrible. That music isn't gonna transition well.
No, I disagree.
No, it's gonna transition well. Absolutely. Because, like I said, right now, vinyl is. I can find more vinyl.
Like Katy Perry?
Everything. Yeah, of Katy Perry, Beyonce.
Yes.
I can find all the vinyl records now. Okay. I can't find CDs anywhere.
No, they're obsolete.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? No, but you're right though, because listen, my kids not only like my generation of music, they like my parents' generation. I would be listening to some old Luther Vandross and shit, and they would love that shit.
Yeah, but that's great music. Like I feel like Katy Perry and shit. Oh, fuck that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see
that. Like music from when I'm a kid, like that type of shit's gonna be awful.
Oh God, you were a kid with Katy Perry?
I guess Katy Perry came out when I was a kid. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. That was a great discussion.
Bieber. Oh my God, my generation's gonna be awful.
I feel for you with Bieber there now.
Justin Bieber. So we got Eminem. Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah, this was a great discussion. Great podcast. Thank you again for Snow Bunny joining us. I appreciate it. Snow Bunny, you might as well sign that Scrampunk contract.
Yeah. We're not rich like J Dubs. All you get is a pack of Chips Ahoy. That's all we got, man.
Oh,
Chips Ahoy and some Capri Suns. That's all we can do. That's all we can afford.
Can I get Oreos instead and we just skip the Capri Suns?
Hey, whatever you want, you got it.
$5 budget.
Oreos is in the budget, but it's not like the family pack. That's not in the budget. But
no. They don't even have to be double stuffed. I'll take the regular.
Hey, speaking of Oreos, before we get out here, have you guys had fried Oreos yet?
No,
No, I've always wanted to try one though.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. My wife and I went to a restaurant and we saw it on the menu. We said, let's try this shit. Because I always wanted to try it. Man, them things are fire.
Well, yeah.
So I went home and I made it myself. All you need is pancake batter.
Yeah.
Make some pancake batter, stick it in there, and deep fry 'em. Fire, bro. Okay, let me get my fat ass out. All right,
I had a deep fried Twinkie.
How's that?
It was good, but what made me stop eating it was the calorie count goes over 2,000 the moment you deep fry that.
For one of them?
One of them.
Oh, hell no. That's what I try to eat a day now. Like 1,800 to 2,000 shit. 2,000.
No. One deep fried Twinkie will blow that in one day.
That's it. You're done. You're done.
All right, y'all. Thank you for rocking out with us tonight. I say this every week, but it's past my damn bedtime. And yes, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you, MM2K.
Yes.
What? Hey, any prognosis coming up, bro? Or
might be. I got kids coming over this weekend, man. So they might throw a monkey wrench in the cog, but we'll see. I'll find something to complain about.
Okay. Nithos, I'm assuming you ain't doing no videos anytime soon.
Nope.
Okay, well, brother, whenever you do
anime input on life about anime. Come on,
do something, bro. Whenever you do a video, I did ring the notification bell, so I will be ready. And whenever you do, I
appreciate that. Come September.
Nah, Snow Bunny. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked you last week. Any more thoughts about starting your channel back up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was working on that today. I have, because my old laptop that I used to use, is no longer operational, and now I have another laptop that's not my gaming laptop. So I can actually start back, but I'm still trying to decide what way I'm gonna take my channel. I might just take it in everything I like. I might talk about random crafts or games or movies or anything.
Okay, well, you have our full support. I'll let you know that every week you have our full support. Hey, I'm actually thinking about doing some skits, man. I really had a lot of skits in my head. Oh, look at Jay. Look at this shit. Jay Wags, what the hell?
Look at this shit.
Hey, man, this
Well,
is Jay Wags.
Jay Wags,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you talk about old school. God damn.
God damn.
Jay Wags, where the hell you been at, man? They said he was locked up, bro. Man, I'm glad to see you out of jail finally, man.
Yeah,
Hi,
hey,
Jay.
we got to book. We might have to book an appearance next week. If you don't,
man.
If you don't ship out of the orbit.
yeah, but I got a lot of skits in my head, man. I'm trying to do some skits. Hopefully, of course, they're going to be gaming related. I got this one skit in my head about the Purge, like some Purge shit. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to get the pieces together to get the people over here to do it. My daughter, her boyfriend, my nephew and shit. But anyway, man. So yeah, I'm trying to do some different things on my channel. But that's about it, y'all. Appreciate everybody. And Jay Wags, man, why don't you do something, man? Do a damn podcast, some shit, bro.
Facts.
So
he done went and disappeared like Captain Marvel again, man. We'll see.
Busy making money. Okay, brother. I feel, hey, brother, you got to do that nowadays. So, all right, everybody, we out of here. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
Oh shit, hold on. I'm on the wrong screen again. Shit.
He does it every
I
week.
did this shit last week. I was on the wrong screen. All right, we out of here. Peace out.
Bye.